Koodarai vellum sheer Govinda, Undannai paadi pareikondu yam perum sammanam, Naadu pugalum parishinal nandraha, Shudagame, Tolvalaye, Tode, Shevipuve, Padagame, Enjanaya, Palgalavum, Yamanivom, Adai, Udupom. அதன் பின்னே பால் சோறு மூட நெய் பெய்து முழங்கை வழிவார கூடியிருந்து குளிர்ந்தேரோர் எம்பாவாய். This is a very beautiful pasuram. Now that I am talking about the artham and to very little extent the swapadeshartham of the pasuram, something which is very mundane but very interesting about the pasuram is people generally, devotees generally make akkara vadishil, very similar to the sweet rice, chakra pongal, very similar to it, but it has loads of milk and loads of ghee in it. So this is the day also called Koodaravalli, because it begins with Koodara Vellum Sheer Govinda. It's called Koodaravalli, and this special sweet is made. So if you haven't made, please do make it, serve it to the Lord, and then consume the sesham, the remaining that he gives. It will be damn very, very, very delicious. Trust me. So here Andal tells, Koodarai vellum sheer Govinda. She calls him Govinda, Gavam Indraha, the one who is a leader for all the animals. We are included, Govinda. But she tells Koodarai vellum sheer Govinda. What does this mean? See, there are devotees, there are people in the Lord's creation who will agree with the rules that he has laid in the Shastras and will follow them. They are on one side, simple. But there are people who may not agree to it. Like a Ravana who never agreed with what the Shastram said. Like Ravana who disagreed to anything that Rama said. So Rama had to go to Lanka, construct the bridge, had to go to Lanka and fight him and win over him. Same is the case with Kamsa. Kamsa killed the 6 newborn children of Devaki, his very own sister. He did not, because of the fear that Kamsa would do some harm, the newborn baby Krishna was separated from Devaki. He did all these acts without realizing that his nephew was none but the Lord himself. Andal tells, to a Kamsa, to a Hiranyaksha, to a Hiranyakashipu, to a Ravana, to a Kumbhakarna, to a Dantavakra, to a Shishupala, if you behave and win over them with your valor, agreed. But who are we? We are little girls. Do not see us with the eyes that what you saw Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha with. We are very different. This is the interpretation saying that Andal tells, you may have won over them, but do not think of winning over us because we are too little in front of anybody. Winning over us is not going to fetch you another feather. We are too little people. We are somewhere down. Please help us. Reach out to us. Come with us. Shower your grace on us. But here comes another beautiful anecdote. While Krishna had promised to give away his army to Duryodhana and himself to the Pandavas, he also made another promise. I will not fight in this war. I will just be a charioteer. I will not fight in this war. Neither will I lift any weapon of mine. I am a Chaturbhujadari. I have Shankham, Chakram, whatever ayudham you want I have, but I will not use any of my weapons. If this is the case, then Bhishma made a promise, his greatest devotee, Bhishma made a promise. If Krishna has made a promise that he will not lift a weapon, I make a promise, I make a vow, pledge that I will make Krishna lift a weapon. The moment people came and told Krishna, there is an oath made by Bhishma that he will make you lift a weapon. Krishna did not lift a weapon for a very long time. Finally, on the 10th day, in order to showcase Arjuna, his folly, he lifted the wheel and said, this I am going to aim as Chakra to Bhishma. So immediately people said, see, Krishna took an oath that he will not lift any weapon, but he has lifted, and Bhishma has succeeded in making him lift a weapon. That is when Bhishma said, see, that is Krishna's greatness. Even if his vow becomes untrue, it is okay with him. But he will always ensure that his devotees' pledges and legitimate requests are fructified. Koodarai vellum sheer Govinda, you blessed Bhishma, you blessed Prahlada, you blessed Vibhishana. See us with those eyes. Koodarai vellum sheer Govinda, undannai paadi pareikondu yam perum sammanam. All this while we have been singing praises about you and all your accessories and possessions. Paadi pareikondu yam perum sammanam நாடு புகழும் பரிசினால் நன்றாக. So what do we get in return? Do we get a very, very prosperous country? Or people who recite this, will they have a very beautiful and a prosperous land? நாடு புகழும் பரிசினால் நன்றாக. Maybe Krishna, being a girl that I am, I will want to dress really very well when I come in front of you. So she continues. Shudagame, tolvalaye, tode, shevippoove. Probably you will give us ornaments that we have to wear in our ears, the beautiful ear studs and kundalam, with the strings that are used to keep that straight. You will give us those vanki. You will give us beautiful addigai necklaces. You will give us long chains. You will give us the girdle, the mekhala, the kanchi. You will give us beautiful anklets. You will give us beautiful rings. You will give us the nose stud. So she says, Shudagame, tolvalaye, tode, shevippoove, Padagame, Yendanaya, Palgalavum, Yamanivom. So we shall adorn ourselves with all these ornaments. Adai Uduppom. Then she says, we will wear the best of the clothes. Now comes a question. The commentator asks, wouldn't you wear your dress first and then sport all these jewelry? Why will you sport your jewelry first and then wear dress? Why did Andal change the sequence? To which he gives a convincing answer. Andal is just so excited in Pasuram 26 that she has seen the Lord that she wants to go and meet up with the Lord in the Pasuram 27. So she does not know which step comes first. Is it jewelry first and then dress later, or dress first and jewelry later? So she goes to the instance where she finds the jewelry first, adorns herself, and then the clothes. So she's so excited. Adai Uduppom. Then what after that? She says, all these days we had been fasting, because in Pasuram 2 she said, Nei unnom, Paal unnom, we will never consume milk, we will never consume ghee. But in this Pasuram she says, Adan pinne Paal shoru, we will make rice mixed with little pulses and lots of thick milk, boil it together, steam it together, make it into a good mixture, add mixture. Moodanai. So then we will not add ghee to this. We will add this concoction to the ghee, a barrel of ghee. Neyyidai nallador shorum, tells Periyalvar. So when you hold the prasadam, Akkara Vadishal, in your palm, it is said that the ghee should float and flow by itself like a waterfall. It's a ghee fall, and it should start dripping from this portion, and you should be able to collect the ghee that is overflowing and be able to make another sweet. So should be the quantity of ghee. Moodanai peidu mulangai valivara. Moodanai peidu is how we say, but if you have to get the correct meaning, Adai uduppom adan pinne paalshoru mooda. This is how we'll have to connect. Nei peidu mulangai valivara. Koodi irundu, but we will not consume it alone. Remember Krishna, we are all Bhagavatottamas. We like each other's companies. Ishwarasya cha sauhardam, Vishnoho kataksham, advesham, abhimukyam cha satvikaihi, Sambhashanam shadetani acharyaha praptihetavah. To get an acharya, one of the reasons could suffice, but to get Bhagavatottamas, we'll have to have performed Purva Janma Sukrit. So we will all consume it together. Koodi irundu, we will just not consume, we will sing praises about you. Kulirndelo embavai. Only with such a great company will be able to enjoy the Bhagavatottamas association. She tells. Now comes a beautiful anecdote that an acharya is finally the one who blesses his student. Only through an acharya's grace we are able to sustain our knowledge. How great should an acharya be? Of course, Siddham Satsampradaye Sthiradyamanagam Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam Satvastam Satyavacham Samayanetya Sadhuvritya Samedam Damba Suyadi Muktam. So there is a shloka which goes that these are the qualities of an ideal teacher. There is one beautiful quality which is mentioned in the commentary for this Pasuram. It is said that Ramanuja's celebrated students called Kurattalvan was a repository of knowledge. But at one point in time, one of the inhabitants of Srirangam, realizing Kurattalvan's greatness or knowledge, wanted to learn things from him, from the Shastras. But he did not want the other people in Srirangam to know that he has been learning, because he thought that people will look down upon him. Oh, you're learning. So he went to Kurattalvan and said, see, I will learn things from you, but just ensure that nobody knows that I am learning from you. Kurattalvan said, see, as long as I get a student who's interested, that's more than enough. I will ensure that I keep up this promise. It did so happen that at one point in time, a group of people were walking by as Kurattalvan, the teacher, was teaching this new resident. The new resident was holding the book. He would read out the lines and the Acharya Kurattalvan would explain. As the people were approaching, Kurattalvan thought of keeping up his promise. So he immediately took the book from his student's hands and put it on his lap and sat one step below the student and said, "Oh, wonderful sir, excellent you're speaking." So the passers-by thought that it was actually the student, the person who was a student was actually the teacher and Kurattalvan was learning from him. Later, after the people went, the student realized that to keep up the promise, my Acharya momentarily even acted as a student. How great he must be. Koodarai vellum Sheer Govinda. It's just not the Lord, even it is the Acharya's grace that to make the student win, he will do anything. So Pasuram 27 is a beautiful turning point in Tiruppavai, denoting the association of Bhagavatas to help the very process of acquiring knowledge.
Govinda undanai paadi pari konde yaam pere sammanam kudare vellum sheer Govinda undanai paadi pari Nadu